Good evening, everyone. Oh, it was great listening to Hira. All the amazing points that you mentioned. I was mesmerized by your speech. And yeah, I'm very honored to be able to join today and celebrate International Women's Day with all of you, all the young delegates from all over the country. And yeah, so this year's Women's Day theme, which is, I think, very important, counter in accelerating gender equality through economic empowerment. A very important topic, and I think it holds significance for all of us. So if we look at the topic, if we split it into two sections, one is the gender equality and the other part is economic empowerment. How does this two topic relate to each other? How can we make sure that ensuring gender equality will lead to the economic empowerment of women? So today I would like to share some of my personal stories, and I'll try to show you how it can how practicing gender equality within your family can lead to the change of can lead to the women empowerment, not for just one generation but for multiple generations. So so let me share my story a bit. So I grew up in a small town in Bangladesh, in Mymensingh, and the neighborhood I grew up, it was pretty restricted, very conservative, of course. And yeah, so it was a neighborhood where the girls were not even encouraged to go outside and play after a certain age. So you can imagine our life was very restricted within home and school. That was it. So even though the freedom was restricted outside, I saw a very different scenario within my family. I watched, I grew up watching my mother pursuing her dream, pursuing her studies with two kids, including me, and I saw my father supporting her in all her endeavors. So, and that was a big deal because we had the sense of gender equality inside our house from the very beginning. We saw that. And at that time, when we were a kid, we didn't realize it. But now looking back, I can clearly see the impact. And I can now, I cannot thank my father enough to let my mother study, because the result was tremendous. Because the output is that we three sisters, their three daughters, are now pursuing our dream, having the opportunities to do all the amazing stuff that we never thought we'd be able to do. Like my parents or their parents were not, they didn't imagine those kind of things, but we were able to achieve those. So this whole story is to show you or give you an example that how transformative power, so education has a transformative power to do that, to bring this economic empowerment. By providing the proper guidance and proper tool to achieve this. The next point, which I would really like to mention, which also comes to the same point, like ensuring gender equality within your family. So if you think about it, where does this discrimination start for a girl, this gender equality, right? It starts right after, or even sometimes before the girl is born. To think about it. So in our society, still now, till this day, parents expect to have a boy instead of a girl. And I remember when my third sister was born, my grandmother cried 2 straight days. Like, why it was a girl, why wasn't it a boy, you know? Because the very obvious reason is because of the property right. Because the girls, they knew that the girls will not be able to get the fair share of the property because our laws doesn't support it. So first of all, this is something that we really need to change. We need to make it equal for our, both for girls and boys, but that's the next step. I would say that we didn't even achieve the first step, because the current law we have, it doesn't even I would say in practice, we don't see it, because most of the women I know from my mother's generation, they didn't receive they didn't get the property right, and they didn't get the share of their parents' property. And I think this is something we need to change. We are the young generation. We have all the tools. We have the incredible power. So we can make this change. And today is the Women's Day. We are talking about the economic empowerment of women. So I would really encourage all the young delegates to speak up about it, to to raise your voice within your family, to talk about it with your mother, with your sister, and let's make sure that they get their right. So with that, I would like to end, and again with the theme, let's count her in, let's give her the opportunity to shine, to dream big, and also make contribution in the society. So thanks for listening.